to transfer the OpenTunnel Designer model into a PLAXIS model. To make the connection with PLAXIS, we firstly need to open the PLAXIS here, and in the PLAXIS, if we come into the expert, we can see the configure remote scripting server. Here we have a port here. This is for PLAXIS 2D. Port is 10,000, and this is the configuration password here. We need to take this password, and then what we need to do, we need to go into the Windows C program files where we have the config file in the APPL, which is OpenTunnel Designer CFG file. If we open this, here we need to put some values. One is the PLAXIS 2D port, which is 10,000, and then we will copy the password here. Also, we need to create a working folder where we will transfer our PLAXIS file. So let's say I have opened this folder. So I'll need to take that folder location, and I need to put in the PLAXIS 2D working folder location here. Also, I need to put a PLAXIS 2D database for the soil material properties. So what we need to do, we just minimize that. We go into the PLAXIS. So we need to come into the soil show materials where we'll create our soil properties. Let's say this one is gravel, and then we need to provide all the values here. So as we have, and then the groundwater thermals and all those values we need to give. Once we put some values, then it will be okay. So like this way, I'll create some other more. We can create as many layers as we need, and these are project materials. What we need to do now, then we need to take these layers to the global material here. So once this is done, basically what it means, this one we can connect it into if we go in here, we'll take this location, and this file will give in the CFG file what we have in there. So what I am going to do, I'm going to write here and going to put the names. Once these values are given, we can save it. The pre-connection between the PLAXIS and the OTD is now done. At the beginning of our modeling, we import the soil as in IFC file, as we know, and we select our boundaries as we need, as we know that. Once the import is done, we basically need to come here into the utilities, and in the material, we need to come into the soil. We need to make sure these layers here got the analytical property. Because we have pre-connected, it's already there. Just we need to, from the drop down list, we need to select our correct layers on the correct names here. And once this is done, the other thing is we need to come into the parameters. We need to select the correct layers into the soil layer name as we need. So once all these are filled up, we just save it. So what it means, if we go into the soil properties, if we select any layer, we can see the material is connected here with the mesh. So soil got the properties now. In the utilities, in the excavation subspaces in catalogs, we need to check the items that we want to send into PLAXIS. Like here, the layers we need to transfer. We just need to select and check, and those are the layers that we got from our pre-connection and previous selections. Then we come into the reinforcement. The same way we know the reinforcement details, where now we just need to select the ones that we want to send to PLAXIS, like jet grouting we want to send to PLAXIS, 4 poles we want to send to PLAXIS, whereas the shortcrete we don't want to send to PLAXIS, but rock bolts will send to PLAXIS. And then once this is done, we just select OK. Once our tunnel model is done, we can come into the analysis and reporting, and in the analytical cross sections, we can create our cross sections. Let's say here we want a cross section that we want to transfer into PLAXIS, and there are some offsets. So all of these are at this moment 10 meter left, right, top and down. Let's we just do that. Let's say I will do another one here, and I give some different offset, and I just do here. So once these analytical sections are done, we need to come into the utilities, where we can go into PLAXIS, and we can see we have created 2 sections. So what we can do, there is a drop down list. We can transfer as a plate, we can transfer as a regions as well. So we transfer as a plate first one, and let's say the second one we transfer it as a region, and then we select it here as send to PLAXIS, and then we just send it, and that goes to the folder that I created previously. So now if we go into the folder, we can see there is the 2 sections created, the Python files. So that means those it can be read by the PLAXIS and we can directly open. Then we come back to the PLAXIS, and in the export we can go into the run Python script, where you can go open, and we can select the section that we want to open, like this one we have created, so we can open. So what PLAXIS will do, PLAXIS will run and create the section. Similarly, we can run the other section as well, which has different offsets. We can see the second section that has other different layers here within that section, and here, and all other details can be accessed through here, through the Explorer.